I quite enjoy this new opening screen. I think it's amazing. We're going to be playing the new Broken Shackles origin. This civilization began as a mutiny aboard a slaver vessel and is made up of a diverse group of pre-FTL species. I am playing as the Network of Liberty, a representative democracy that is egalitarian, fanatic xenophile, cutthroat politics, and diplomatic corps. Our species is the Madari. They start on an Arctic preference, have intelligent, natural physicist, communal, and non-adaptive. Free at last. Some were born into bondage. Others, crippled by debt, found themselves sold as indentured labor. But the technology of our former masters was not enough to save them. In secret, we planned our mutiny. During the brief, bloody struggle, our captors were killed and their slave ship critically damaged. An emergency landing left us stranded on the surface of the cloaked citadel. Though we are made up of species from many different worlds, under your leadership we have found common cause. In time, the damaged systems of the slaver vessel will be repaired, and its bounty of secrets, including the location of our former homeworld, will be revealed. Our shackles are broken. Now the work begins. We have awful stability. Great. A high amount of crime. Low amenities. Fantastic. 4 unemployed pops, which I think would just be a matter of clicking this button and then they'd be employed. Free at last, we have additional citizen pop happiness for 20 years, reduced pop housing usage, reduced amenities usage, more unity from jobs, less pop consumer goods upkeep, and more egalitarian ethics attraction. Stellar culture shock, however, is awful. For 10 years, we have minus 10% minerals, energy, and then minus 20% research. Ouch. We have scavenger sites, which give housing, some building slots, not a full building slot though, and some scavenger jobs. They produce alloys, amenities, and research points. And then our capital is a command center, makeshift farms, homesteaders produce food. There's 10 of them. Scrap refinery, prospectors produce minerals, laborers turn minerals into consumer goods and alloys. Oh, interesting. That's a worker class job that can make consumer goods and alloys. Reactor engineers produce energy, and scientists produce research, but not very much. Let's click the scavenger button, employ all of our pops. That should help. I'll figure out the rest of the planet situation in a bit. Interestingly enough, this is it. We have our planet, and we have our starbase, which fortunately does have a shipyard, trade hub, and crew quarters. But we don't start with a fleet or a construction ship or a science ship, so we're going to have to build those ourselves. We also have none of these space mining stuff done. It'd be interesting if you didn't even have the starbase and you had to build that from scratch too. We actually have to research labs. We don't even have Corvettes research. I think the obvious choice is to get research lab and planetary government so that we can actually basically get back up to the point that a game would normally start on. So do I go straight for Corvettes? Yeah, and I have to do that first. It's pointless to research armor if I can't put the armor on anything. There's another Arctic world over here and a arid one over here. And a gateway, actually. That's going to be very useful in the future, I would imagine. I'll go for a science ship first to start exploring. Let me see all of my species. There's a lot of them. Madari, Kesam, Avalonian, Bakata, Thorquil, Flirt, Zydran, Entheri, Pelissimus, Ophoxer, Prosnakon, Rassian, and Lothundra. Let's recruit a leader. Ooh, yeah, we don't have a leader. We have to either wait until we have enough unity, which will be a while, or take the hit to our research and reassign one of these researchers. I've never actually had to make this choice before of actually considering taking a researcher off. Let's take our engineering researcher. It means we're going to be researching at 25% of the speed we normally would for engineering research, but I believe that's worth... I think getting these planets discovered and researched would be better. So let's go for this arid world first. Type over designation. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's cool. They added in an option to have both the designation and the planet type. There is an archaeological dig site over the Cloaked Citadel. Crashed slaver ship. Repairing the computer core of the crashed slaver ship would reveal the location of our former homeworlds, as well as Myanmar specialized industries. Ship debris is reducing our districts quite a bit. We can remove the ship debris from the crashed slaver ship with the archaeological site, I'm assuming. Construction ship. Yeah, we're going to need that. Let's go generator district. Let's go for the minerals first, then the energy, weak mining, but potential generator and agriculture. An average planet, nothing really special about it that pulls it in one direction or another. Let's go and survey this other planet that we have in our sensor range. Archaeologist. We'll put the archaeologist in the science ship. Our archaeologist, he can level up while surveying a bit and then come back and do this crash slaver ship. We have finished our generator district. Reactor workers are substantially less efficient. Let's deprioritize reactor engineers in place of technicians. That should be more productive. Unshackled politics. To unite against our former masters was easy. With a common enemy, we struggled and fought as one. But with freedom, cracks have started to appear. We are a people of many worlds, and our politics are no less diverse. New factions are being founded. More will surely follow. As a people, how well we navigate these differences will determine our fate. We have two factions. So we have the Wealth Promotion Initiative that wants to keep the peace, and then the Hierarchical Union that is anti-democratic, wants stratified economy, and doesn't like that we have a benevolent subjugation policy. They already hate us, so let's suppress this faction because it's not going to make them hate us anymore, and it hopefully should weaken their strength and push pops to go to one of the other factions that I actually am willing to appease. Our planet has some stability now. I could start working on a colony ship now. I like the Thorquell. So let's go ahead and build a Thorquell colony ship in order to colonize this arid world. Let's survey the gateway and then push up towards the choke point. Industrial district. We need those consumer goods. After the mutiny, there were some among us who said we should go our separate ways. They argued that the cloaked citadel was not our home, that we were nothing but a motley band of indentured assets, and that the challenges before us were too great to overcome. But with the building of our first outpost, we've shown exactly what a free people can accomplish. The only limit is our own imagination. Onwards to the stars. Some extra unity that's much appreciated. I'm definitely want to go for the subterfuge tree eventually. So if we finish that tree, we get an extra cloaking strength, which is pretty sweet. It would be a little early to go for subterfuge right now. Let's go discovery. Oh, hey, the authoritarian faction is gone. That's great. And in its place, we got the Democratic Society. They love us, which is great for that additional happiness. I do approve of you. Actually, I'm going to even promote you. Oh, I didn't realize you can click this top bar to quickly access stuff. That's not new. That's probably been in the game for a long time, and I just realized that. It's close to the sun, and it's a hot planet. So, Sunblast, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to spend too long on the planet names, but I do want it to be something cool and memorable, so that, like, if it gets, exploded or something dramatic, that way it feels that much worse. We know that there's an Arctic world over here. The first network colony. Our colony ship has gently touched down at the top of a large flat mesa near the equator of Sunblast. This location will serve well as a first landing site, and the rivers that flow in the canyons below provide easy access to fresh water. About to finish our industrial district. It's gonna be tight on food for a little bit. Let's get an agricultural district now. Have unlocked corvettes. We'll go with this for now. Just kind of a generic thing. Just something that I can put out into the field. Let's get 4 corvettes to start out with. Bureaucratic needs. In one of their first acts, our fledgling government hastily repurposed several decks of the slaver vessel to serve as a rudimentary administrative hub. Now that we have firmly established ourselves on the Cloaked Citadel, these facilities have been upgraded. Excellent. The administrative hub on Cloaked Citadel will be upgraded to administrative offices. And at some point, once I have the minerals, I can get a planetary administration. Let's go planetary unification. We also have the statecraft trait, so that helps a little bit with that. Research improvements. After the mutiny, the engineering bay of the slaver vessel was rapidly repurposed to serve as a rudimentary lab complex. Having adapted to life on the Cloaked Citadel, our engineers have made improvements and upgrades to better suit their needs. The laboratory complex will become research labs. Our planet is starting to look like a real planet. 5 years into the game, we're kind of at where a normal empire would be. It's a little bit less punishing than I thought it might be. We got another science ship. Let's get another scientist to go along with it. Let's go ahead and research this Arctic world, and then over here we have finished colonizing Sunblast. Sure, let's start an energy grid on this planet right away. Finished our generator district on Sunblast. Survey complete. Let's check out this Arctic world over here. We have some moat harvesting traps available. All right, that's not too bad. Survey this direction, check out what's over here. It does actually seem like it might link up. Let's get another colony ship with the Midari, which is my base species. 2 years and we can get rid of this awful modifier, stellar culture shock. Okay. There is a hostile fleet. Send one of our 7 envoys to deal with this. We have lots of envoys. Unexpected mineral seams on Sunblast. Geological surveys on Sunblast have revealed that the planet is richer in minerals than we thought. After calibrating our sensors to penetrate deeper into the ground, we have discovered several promising mining sites. Should we direct additional resources to probing efforts, we might yet uncover deeper veins of useful ore. I do actually need minerals. Minerals would be great. So yeah, funding granted, probe deeper. Let's colonize this Arctic world over here. Well, because it has the dust desert that gives me the moat harvesting traps, I think doing something related to that would be appropriate. Not particularly creative, but let's go frozen dust. Probing the underground of Sunblast is a tedious process. Our scanners do not react well to the ground composition, and shifts in the geological layers mean that we have to recalibrate them every time. Still, we have discovered more exploitable veins of high-quality ore. Their depths makes the logistics of the mining operation more complex than usual, but it will take more than that to stop us. There is no assurance that additional probing operations will lead us to more mineral veins. I don't have the energy nor am I willing to spend more, but I do like this. This gives me high quality minerals, additional minerals from jobs, and extra mining districts. That's great. So that actually makes a transition of this planet. I am going to do some mining here. And let's upgrade our command center into a planetary administration. We have met the space amoebas. We can learn to coexist. Okay, over here there is 2 planets, a Arctic world and a continental world, but it is guarded by a fleet of something. So let's go ahead and send an envoy over to check that out. It's unfortunate that it had to spawn right on that choke point. Let's get another colony ship with the Midari to get another Arctic world. We have gotten rid of that awful modifier now. I'll free at last for another 9 years. I've leveled up my scientist. It is time to excavate the site on the Cloaked Citadel, another industrial district. That way we can get these 2 people working again that are now unemployed because of that upgrade to the administration. Let's colonize this planet. And this one has nothing special for it. I can do something really lame like Freehold or whatever. Sure. Just an arbitrary name that kind of fits the theme. Nothing crazy that I had. I don't have much inspiration for that one. There's nothing about the planet that's interesting, so I'm just going to go for something generic and overused. Let's get 2 more corvettes. Get our fleet up to 10 ships. The bridge. During the mutiny, the slaver ship that carried us to the Cloaked Citadel was badly damaged. After the crash, our first priority was survival, and other than stripping the ship for resources, we gave it little thought. But now the time has come to uncover the secrets of our former masters. To do so, it will be necessary to restore power to the ship's central computer. As a first step, our Qassam engineers, this is the Qassam species, some of our Qassam engineers, rigged up a series of solar cells to the ship's outer hull. Unfortunately, the engineering deck was sealed off during the crash, and breaking through the blast doors won't be easy. Remove ship debris from the Cloaked Citadel. One of these slots, nice. Let's see, we have the Xeno Awareness Institute. These are super easy to keep happy, the Xenophile faction. We're actually going to promote the Xenophile faction as well. Finished our discovery tree, and we have our first ascension perk unlocked. Let's go technological ascendancy for that extra research speed. Frozen dust is now colonized. Let's get some research labs. The engineering bay. Say this much for Minmar Specialized Industries. The slave-holding scum know how to safeguard their secrets. Prying open the ship's blast doors has proven a monumental task. What few laser cutters we possessed were designed for low-scale mining operations. Only by tunneling up from the deck below was the team able to make any progress. Qassam engineers are hard at work restoring power to the rest of the ship's systems. So Baskel has a gateway, so this is a pretty important, not only a choke point into my core sector from just hyperlane movement, but also from gateway movement once that comes online. There's an unidentified empire over here. Is this the Minmar Specialized Industries, I suppose? All the way over here? Good to know. Anyhow, let me go ahead and build a starbase upgrade. There's a ruined quantum catapult over here. Massive field of debris orbits the pulsar in the Hodius system. Our scientists theorize that the partially intact structure in the densest portion of the field somehow harnessed the power of the star to launch objects incredible distances. If we developed the knowledge to work on great megastructures, we could repair the quantum catapult. Fascinating. I could go for prosperity now. The core. While our Qassam engineers have managed to restore power to the ship's computer core, a significant chunk of hardware was damaged in the crash. It should be possible to repair, but doing so means pulling even more of a strain on our already overburdened science team. We need that data, repair the core. Research allocation modifier added, 15% less research from jobs. Ouch. We have finished colonizing Freehold. Oh, finally we have like hollow theaters and stuff now. I could replace my power plant, since I'm not using the jobs that this produces anyways, replace it with a luxury residences for the additional amenities, and then that way I don't need a job working amenities. So let's do that. Let's do luxury residences. We have encountered an alien ship. This is actually another empire. Survey this system over here, try and see where they came from. The Collaborator. Thanks to some incredible outside-the-box thinking, our Qassam engineers have managed to restart the damaged computer core. By introducing a procedural AI to the ship's systems, we are able to engage it in dialogue. Essentially, we convince the machine to work with, rather than against us. The breakthrough has provided our scientists with new insights into the nature of data encryption. As we continue to make our presence felt on the galactic stage, such knowledge could prove invaluable. Quantum firewalls. Improved decryption processes modifier adding additional code breaking. Remove ship debris. We get additional code breaking, even better. We're going to be one of the best espionage empires around. And then what's this new technology that we have? Even more encryption. First contact with the Broken Shard.
Pitiful creatures, know that we have roamed the stars eons before your hapless species mastered spaceflight. If any of your wretched little ships cross into our space, do not expect them to return.
Okay. We wish for nothing but to be friends, Babaki, but the Babapkin Shard care little for our diplomatic maneuvering. Okay, so Fanatic Xenophobe, Fallen Empire. Let's explore this way. I want to find where these two science ships came from, which empire they're from. There is a tundra world and an arid world over here. Let's keep building corvettes. Data mine. The damaged computer has been fully repaired, and while most of the data is encoded, decryption efforts are already underway. If we're willing to put in the time and allocate the resources, it's only a matter of time before we have access to everything, including the location of our former homeworlds. In fact, we may have already learned something to our advantage by triangulating the hyperlane dilations along the slaver ship's flight path. We have uncovered the galactic coordinates of the Minmar Specialized Industries. We now have the choice, either to contact our former masters or leave them to their fate. Research allocation modifier removed. Issue special project locate homeworlds. MSI located added for 10 years. Happiness and monthly unity. And that frees up my science ship as well. And we'll have you go explore this way, please. Minmar Specialized Industries, track on map. Yeah, it was this system. Hey, they gave me a waypoint or whatever, but it doesn't actually. I had this, like, the map uncovered a while back, and I already suspected it was them. Okay, well, that's good to know. We now know where our previous slavers are, all the way over here. We have located a planet, actually. They have a starbase and a planet over here, and continue pushing into their territory just to see what's what. Hopefully we don't get attacked. Oh, they're just colonizing this now. Okay, so we found the very edges of the border of this empire. Is this Minmar Specialized Industries? It's possible. They have grown really fast. I mean, they're an advanced empire. They start with additional technologies, but they're hopefully not that advanced. I'd be concerned if that was the case. Let's keep exploring while we have open borders. Into the future. We've come a long way since claiming our freedom. The ship we have arrived on has been stripped of everything of value, and our technology has advanced to the point where there are few secrets remaining. But we must never forget the sacrifices of the past, nor the cost of casting off our shackles. The crashed slaver ship will be converted into a public memorial commemorating the birth of our nation into the future. Unlocks the memorial to the Unshackled decision for the Cloaked Citadel, providing 2 culture worker jobs. The scavenger sites, scrap refinery, power plant, and makeshift form will be converted into an advanced infrastructure. Oops. Should I not have destroyed the power plant then? I did not realize they were going to convert it. I thought it was just like kind of you replace it over time. Well, we're not going to be able to see what the power plant gives me. Locate homeworlds. We'd need to research technology to do that. Not immediate priority. I want to figure out about this other empire that borders me first. That is my more pressing priority. Desert world over here. Do I think I can claim this in time? No, they're already building a starbase. Minor artifacts deposit. We're now getting a monthly gain of minor artifacts from the ship, I presume. That's cool. And then we also have the scavenger sites now produce clerk jobs. Oh, and we found their capital, I would presume. This is the Makaru species. Their ethics are pacifist and materialist. Okay, good. We don't have any compatible ethics, but at least we're chill with each other. There's no reason that we wouldn't be able to be friends. Their fleet power is... Actually, we have more corvettes than they do, assuming that this is all of their fleet. If these 15 ships that they have are their entirety of their fleet, we actually outnumber them by 1 corvette. So not too bad. But thinking about that, let's go ahead and not lag behind, get a couple extra corvettes. I'm not too threatened by this. I feel pretty secure here. Finally, I'm getting a playthrough with not an immediately super hostile empire right next to my borders. We've maxed out our naval capacity. Get a anchorage. We have made contact with the curator order. Well met. Actually, can you aid us in our research? We would like to purchase that additional research speed. My factions, I have actually managed to get my factions down to just Democratic Society and Xeno Awareness Institute. I don't know, I like the idea of having a bunch of competing voices and like, oh, you have all these different species that think different things. But I feel like it's too easy to not have that as a problem, particularly when you have the egalitarian ethics attraction. Anchorage is almost done. Let's go ahead and queue up 4 more corvettes, or 3, I guess, in this case. Even though it's kind of cool with the being able to do both at once, the planet modes, I honestly don't think it's worth it. I'm okay with just reading the text underneath it and then have the icon for the planet designation really clear, big. I'm not going to use that. I'm still going to use the old. It's still cool that they added more options. We have managed to successfully open diplomatic channels with the civilization we now know to be Makaru High Kingdom. Oh no, they're a kingdom. That might be a problem.
I speak on behalf of the Makaru High Kingdom, and I have been authorized to bring you greetings. As long as you stay out of our internal affairs and treat our great leader, High King Maivavu Uvi Doglavov, with reverence, I see no reason for our diplomatic relations to sour.
They are an elective monarchy. This government is formed of a lightened autocracy where a strong emphasis is put on the knowledge and qualifications of the elected monarch. I mean, they're close to being not oppressive. They're fanatic, pacifist, and materialist, as we discovered by surveying their planet. This is an important decision. Do I approach them with friendship, or do I depose their kingdom? We greet you as equals and friends, Star Travelers. I have no idea what the rest of the galaxy is going to be like. At least we have someone that can be a semi-ally.
The galaxy presents enough threats without having to worry about the war between the Network of Liberty and the Makaru High Kingdom. We suggest entering into a non-aggression pact to mutually secure peace.
Yes, I will agree to this. Let's also go ahead and get an embassy. Let's send one of our many envoys to improve relations. Yeah, let's go for a commercial pact and a research agreement as well. Sure, let's get those. I'm not quite ready to commit to a defensive pact yet. I'd like to know more about the situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planets. Let's go ahead and get some luxury residences on Sunblast since we're getting low on amenities. Anyhow, I'm going to stop it there. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. If the next episode is published, you can click on it right here. If not, there won't be a link yet.